going on throughout the high school to wrap the year up. And also, there's just been a lot of activities going on throughout the high school. I mean, the Crucible by the Drama Club. I mean, shout out to them. It was really, really good. Like Vera said, I really enjoyed watching it with like the courtroom procedures. Like it was amazing. It was amazing. And then also the ICCA club is holding a Garba night tomorrow in the Patton Cafe. So that's something that I know a lot of students are looking forward to. And then next Friday is the Senior Council Snowball dance. So many students are also looking forward to going to that. And then also in the spirit of the holidays, they have the holiday candygrams going on. I think the class of 2024 is doing those, so the junior class and HOSA. And then throughout the school, there's been many support systems established with the Haven, like Veer said, and all those support groups. And then also with career and college planning. I know the seniors are busy with that, but like I said before, the juniors, we've been having many meetings, group meetings with our counselors to plan for that. Last night, I think, was the junior parents night to talk about exactly what parents' role is in that, whether that's college-bound or non-college-bound students. I know yesterday they had a What's Next program for non-college-bound learners to really explore all their options. So definitely the counseling department has been doing a great job with that. Lastly, I wanted to touch upon an unfortunate event that took place in Piscataway, not related to the school district, at the Muslim Center, the mosque. I'm sure many of you must have heard about it. On November 26th, there was a digital truck portraying attacks in a foreign country, which circled the mosque's parking lot. And I know Mayor Waller, the Township Council, Governor Murphy all condemned the act and calling it an act of bigotry. And I know many Piscataway students, I know I heard many conversations about it throughout our high school, talking about like the fact that it's still happening and right here in our town. I mean, when I told my little sister who goes to MLK, she's in 5th grade, she was just like, what are we doing wrong? Like, why are we being targeted? So, I mean, it's a clear sign that diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts are important, and I'd like to praise the district for doing all those, especially with Dr. Gray being the director of diversity, equity, inclusion. I think that's a great step moving forward in the right direction. And yeah, with that, I'd like to conclude my report. Thank you, and happy holidays.
Thank you very much. Any questions, comments for student reps? Anybody? Oh,
I have a question. I was so there's recently been a cancellation of not only the band trip that's usually happens towards the end of the school year, but there's also been cancellations for other clubs regarding trips. And I've heard many a rumor going around, and there isn't really much of a clarity as to reason why this has happened. So I was wondering if there would be any insight from the board as to why that happened.
Sure, yeah, we had about less than 50% participation in the band trip.
All right.
And we surveyed all of the students and families who chose not to go. And 40%, I'm sorry, 28 out of the 40 responses we got said it was because of the cost, they couldn't afford it. There was a couple other reasons. There were 3 people said there were safety. There was a couple other reasons for that. And there are other trips that are having, overnight trips that are having difficulty running because of participation. And we're going to try to get into the people who choose not to go and find out why and see if we can address that. So, yeah, we were on top of it. We're trying to figure out, just like you all, what's going on. And if we could support the people who can't go in any way or whatever it may be, we will. But, the costs seem to be the reason for this band trip.
All right. I also just wanted to shout out the Science National Honor Society for recently.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think.
So why don't you say what you are? Go ahead, Veer. Why don't you finish your sentence about about the story, the news story.
Oh, well, see, I don't particularly want to mention myself because I feel like there's so many people that have made a contribution to that, and it was surreal, like, seeing the name on TV, but I just felt more proud seeing, like, Piscataway High School
that's
on
great.
there, on TV, and just, I just felt proud. You know, that's where I grew up. Those are my friends. That's my teacher, and you know, that just really goes to show that I feel like you're doing great things here.
Yeah, so what Veer's reluctant to say, because he's so humble, is that the Science National Honor Society was on CBS News. I forwarded you all the clip for their lantern fly traps, and it really wasn't a short little clip. It was great. I mean, everybody was interviewed, everybody got on camera, and you're right. It's not about that, but it's about the good work that you're doing, and I appreciate you taking the humble approach, but you should be really, really proud of yourself.
Yeah, when you look from a larger lens of what media can do for a community, I received a correspondence from the president of the New Jersey School Boards Association, who happened to see that news story, and so it fell on a larger audience, and it showed a positive effort that we're doing about what are our students doing. And not only that, if you looked at who those students, you know, were in that clip and the diversity in Piscataway, but then on the other hand, to what Raheem was talking about, unfortunately in this world, we also have media covering negative events. Channel 12 covering what happened at the mosque. And so here in Piscataway, what we do now, through the effort of our media specialist, I would call him, as in public relations, is try to put out as much positive things that are happening within our community and our school community, so that when something like that happens, people realize that it's not everything that's going on in Piscataway. And so thank you for, you know, for the science club for doing that. And also, you know, thank you for mentioning that and and we have to put things into a positive light that Piscataway is doing good things.
Well, just one thing about that. So despite like the news coverage, it's not like it's going to stop there. And I feel like, you know, as you're tying it back to the incident that happened, I feel like it also, the message also is part of that, in that it's not that is what happened. The question moving on is, what are we going to do about that? And you know, regarding the lanternflies, we continue to expand the project, and as Rahim was talking about, we're obviously taking steps in the right direction, and I don't think that we're just going to accept that happened and move on without having some change. And so, yeah, I think just beyond the news coverage, it's what are we going to do now that this has happened? What are we going to use this to platform off of?
Kudos to you both, and you know, you really give us a fresh look and a great take on what's the good things that are happening now that we're all back in person. And you know, it's a testament to your ingenuity and to your resourcefulness and to the strength of our programs, and you know, the likes of Gary, you know, really helping to promote the great work that we do. And it's not, you know, what they call a fluff piece, right? It's real impactful work that you're doing, and sheer ingenuity that is coming out of our school district, and we should be really, really proud of that. And you know, Nancy and I attended the Crucible Friday night. I saw you there, Veer, right? Again, and when you were in 9 to 5, that was the first one that I saw.
That was
you know,
amazing. I still remember
right?
that show.
The Laramie Project. All you know, I wholeheartedly believe. I mean, our shows are amazing, and if you haven't been to one, I highly encourage. It's in my mind, it's, you know, almost Broadway caliber, because it's the art of the stage productions, all the props, whoever does the staging, the sound quality, and very well attended too. So if you are looking for something to do, I highly recommend. Right? I mean, we were blown away.
Yeah, I looked at my watch and I was like, or my phone, because I don't wear a watch, that, 2.5 hours had passed and I couldn't believe how long it was and how it didn't feel that long, because it was really, you're like on the edge of your seat. You felt
Yeah.
like you were a part of the show, is what it felt like. So it was
Very well done.
amazing.
Definitely. And gentlemen, as one of my last meetings after 9 years, I am so proud to watch the evolution of the student representatives, and being able in this district, and kudos to Dr. Nelly and his administrative team and the board for allowing you to find your voice and be representatives of the student body and of the community. I was very taken with your sentiments to the Muslim community as well, and for you to find the freedom and the strength to be able to represent that. Quite often, we're looking for answers. How do the students feel? Okay, I understand how administration feels and how adults, but what do the students say? So it's great to hear that from you, and I just want to encourage you to bring more on board and use that voice and strengthen that, because you give us, positivity to believe that, your generation is going to stand up and not be afraid. And at some point, I think our generation sometimes might have failed you, because maybe we've given too much, but it's encouraging to watch you. Because at some point I'm going to be in the elderly home and I'm going to need you to speak for me.
And pay his social security.
And
Oh, my.
And mine too.
And that's the thing of every parent. We want to make sure that we've given enough to our children that they can stand on their own. That's the fear that did we do it? Can they do it? Oh my God, what else do I have to do? And to watch the two of you and to now see you go away from notes to go in there and to be able to speak from your heart, that's tremendously huge. So kudos to the both of you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Means a lot.
I'm sorry, I gotta bring it down. If I go back to the food service comment for a minute. I know I made a comment in jest, but I truly appreciate that feedback, because I haven't seen Veer since the last board meeting, like the rest of you. We haven't had a principals meeting with us and Sodexo, and Raheem's on it as well. We haven't had that meeting since prior to the previous board meeting, where both gentlemen gave some positive feedback, and for it to become unsolicited today, just based on what's been going on since then, I appreciate it, and I'll pass those words on to Sodexo, so thank you.
It's really nice to see the Chief Hut open again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the cookies, the brownies. I know a lot of students are like purchasing that instead of real food. But
I'll just have to say, I just have to say that at the beginning of the year, several members of the board who also have students at the high school expressed a concern about what was happening, in social media, et cetera. And to give credit to a couple of people here who decided to take some action, to meet with the business administrator, to meet with the superintendent, and capture what was happening. Those pictures out on Facebook, et cetera. So we turned it into a positive where we came up with an action plan. And what you're seeing is the result of that action plan. And kudos to the administration for doing that. And that's what you're seeing. Right down, and it was specifically, I'll call them out. It was Ralph, Sarah, and Chantel. And they brought that to people's attentions, and and so, good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Nice job, gentlemen, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody, anything else? Okay. We will now move on to item 7, which is the president's report. And congratulations to Piscataway High School alumnus Darren Tolud, who graduated with the class of 2014. Darren was recently named by Forbes magazine to its 30 under 30 list for marketing and advertising, signifying his place as one of the young and influential players in the world of business. Darren is attended Rutgers University, is currently a manager of digital content for Rock Nation, a diverse entertainment company founded by Jay-Z. Darren has produced work for some of the biggest names in music, sports, and entertainment, including ESPN, Drake, and Kendall Jenner. Second, Knollwood Elementary School made a wonderful community connection this month with their Breakfast Over Books event. Students, parents, and staff members gathered in the cafeteria before the morning bell to read books while enjoying breakfast together. Lisa Walker Akinrolobu, a social worker at Eisenhower and Martin Luther King schools, as well as an author, visited to share her new book, Sebastian's World. The event was sponsored by Knollwood Parent-Teacher Organization and the Piscataway Township Education Association's Family and Schools Together, FAST Committee. To celebrate Veterans Day last month, Grandview Elementary School students from kindergarten to third grade wrote letters to those who have served in our military to say thank you for their sacrifice. Second grade teacher Kathleen Rodriguez organized the activity not only to say thank you this year, but to teach students to value and appreciate veterans as they grow up. Students wrote more than 300 letters, which were sent to A Million Thanks, a company that sends more than 1 million letters each year to show gratitude to our veterans. And last, we do have 2 board members who will not be returning in January, Calvin Laughlin and Ralph Johnson. So first, I would like to call up in front of the dais Calvin Laughlin.
I'll take the long way. I can use the steps. Had a couple of cookies.
Yeah, thanks. So that's really not good.
Thank you, Calvin Laughlin, who has served on the board since 2020. Mr. Laughlin was instrumental in helping this board guide our district through the COVID pandemic. Despite great difficulties associated with remote learning, our district continued to thrive during Mr. Laughlin's term, being named to the list of the best schools districts in New Jersey by niche.com, the AP District Honor Roll, the best communities for music education, and best high schools in America by U.S. News and World Report. He serves as a board liaison to Grandview Elementary School, Children's Corner Preschool, and Piscataway High School. Detective Laughlin is a decorated member of the Piscataway Police Department and a mentor to our students. He is our police department school district liaison in the area of anti-drug and alcohol abuse in children, and provides an understanding of all the positive supports the Peeway Police give to our community. Calvin, we look forward to the district's continued work with you. Congratulations for your service.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be on the board. Learned a whole lot. A lot of headaches. But it's rewarding. It's the most rewarding job I've ever done for free. And I learned a lot, though. And I'm not going nowhere. I'll still be in the town. You know, so I'll be around. You'll see me. But thank you. Thank you for putting up with me, and thank you for teaching me what I learned. I got from this being on the board. Thank you.
Anyone like to say a few words to Calvin? Anyone? Anyone?
I do.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, Calvin, it was a pleasure serving with you, and you are an asset to this community, you're an asset to the board, to the department, and, you know, we will certainly miss you. We will truly miss you. We added a lot.
Thank you.
And I'd like to say, Calvin, also that I've enjoyed serving with you. It's been such a security knowing that you were protecting us in the town as well as protecting us on the board in every way, that you know the children that come to belong to this district, that you've been an asset and a friend, and thank you for all that you've done.
Gonna miss you guys.
For me, Calvin, it's only been a year, and it's been a great year getting to know you. I have the utmost respect for you. The level of security and safety I feel with you here will definitely be missed. Your service, your dedication, and everything that you do is so obvious. So it has truly been a pleasure, and don't be a stranger.
Just on a personal note, I remember when you were my DARE officer in
I
elementary.
hear it, there you go.
I remember that very specifically.
Same here.
Yeah, I still have fond memories of that, and I was really pleasantly surprised to see you here, and I just hope to continue seeing you around.
Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
And from my brother Calvin, we have so many mutual friends, so much shared in faith. We've done so many things together. And, we've been on same side, opposite sides of different things, but we will always remained brothers.
Amen.
And so the one thing I definitely want to do as we both depart from this is bring everyone together. And that's why I said, let's make sure we go out, people see us together, because they're always asking, are you guys together? Are you side? What it is? We've been brothers in law enforcement, we've been brothers in everything. And it's paramount to move us forward that we bring everyone together. And so they have to see that. So we're going to go watch the Dolphins and we're going to watch my Giants. And from time to time, we're going to stop in. We'll always be here. And I'm hoping that we continue to push this board in the right direction, that it's always about the children. So I thank you for your safety. You've always been there for my children. I can recall when we did my first video for my son at Shore, when you pulled the cop car out and he did his first video, speaking at our church, giving the 10 principles, the 10 fatals. We've done so much, and people don't always know our backgrounds, So it's safe to say that I will always continue to be my brother, and we will always, bump heads from time to time, but at the end of the day, it's always about the children. So thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson, please join me in front of
Your
the.
turn. Really? So I've been doing it for like 20 years. I see so many kids out there, grown kids now.
Mr. Connors.
Ralph, thank you for your 9 years of service and leadership. In your time on the board, you've left things better than the way you found them. You see, Ralph had the courage to take a stand on key issues. He didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. Here are a few examples. Together, we passed the following resolutions. A commitment to educate all children, recognizing and celebrating everyone's unique ethic, racial, and cultural diversity, supporting stigma-free mental services, ensuring that every student has access to a hot meal every day, making schools safe places of learning, initiating a $15 minimum wage for district employees, and a resolution concerning warehouse development near Randolph Hill School. But most recently, we developed a specific district counseling goal to help meet the needs of non-college bound students. During Ralph's time on the board, not only were we recognized at the state level, but also